Hello. So I'm just cracking on with a couple more oils. So this one is black pepper. So as you can imagine, it pretty much smells like black pepper tastes, but it's it is quite different in an oil than having it freshly grounded. You get that it's a delicious taste. It's gorgeous to use in a marinade. Obviously, if you're marinating meat or aubergines or any other tofu, anything you want to marinate, it's going to be really delicious in that. It's actually quite a nice, warming, gently spicy oil. It's quite masculine to use in a cologne, for example. And it's great to use. I know of midwives who use it, especially to massage into the lower back during labour, if there's any kind of lower back discomfort and issues. So Hayley, that's for you. I don't know if you've already read about black pepper for lower back, for all your labouring ladies you're working with hypnobirthing. So black pepper is a really useful one to have on hand. It's also great to massage into sore, tired legs, or muscles, or aches and pains and joints. It's just a warming, soothing oil, and it's very high in beta-caryophyllene. So similar to copaiba, it actually contains phytocannabinoids. So it works with the endocannabinoid system. So it's very soothing, anti-inflammatory, relaxing, warming, quite a healing oil. So great topically. You can cook with it. Delicious for marinades. Great to diffuse. If you want a kind of spicy, woodsy aroma, it's not. It's quite nice. It's lovely in a blend. And we're going to talk now about its emotional properties. So it's known as the oil of unmasking. So as always in this series I'm reading from the Emotions and Essential Oils book. This is the 7th edition. So black pepper is useful for unmasking. So it helps reveal the mask and facade that we use to hide aspects of ourselves that we have perhaps not yet processed or dealt with, or we still feel shame or grief about. Since childhood, we may have been taught that some feelings and behaviours are good, while others are not. So instead of seeking to understand these seemingly inappropriate feelings and behaviours, we tend to judge ourselves and judge each other and condemn these feelings and repress them. We learn early on that to be loved and accepted, we have to hide certain undesirable feelings or characteristics behind a mask or a facade. So black pepper invites us to get real and to dig deep and to acknowledge the lesser understood parts of ourselves, to discover our true motives and feelings, because whether we acknowledge them or not, they tend to exist and they continue to affect our decisions, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. So the more they're pushed down, buried and unacknowledged and repressed, the more they're going to come out in erratic ways that we don't really understand to express themselves. They still need to be acknowledged and expressed and understood and processed. So if we don't do this honestly, then we will find ourselves behaving often in erratic, compulsive or addictive ways. So black pepper helps to reignite the soul fire, fueling motivation and high energy and hastening the healing process. So physically, as a topical oil, it's a very healing oil, as well as emotionally. So it gives us strength to overcome the challenges and issues that we may carry inside, consciously or subconsciously, and invites us to live in integrity with our true self and to be more authentic and to maybe invites us to drop the mask and be more ourselves. So that's a beautiful oil, one that is maybe less recognized and unexpected uses for black pepper that we use on the table, have it sitting on my dining table, use it in my kitchen every single day. But it's quite, who knew it was a cannabinoid, hey? All this time you've had a cannabinoid sitting in your house. It's completely legal. It always has been and always will be. So that's black pepper. So the aerial yoga flow I wanted to do is a little cat-cow, but using the hammock for support. So I'm going to tip this down so you can see me. Okay, I'll say I'll give a little wave to all these lovely people watching. Trish, Michelle, Hayley. So, using this sling, I'm going to sit cross-legged first of all, and then wrap the sling around my wrists. You can do this once or twice, depending how much support you want and how high you want to go. Then I'm just going to use this to help me lean forward. And I'm going to start again because I want to be in a more lotus position. So I've got my feet one on top of the other. I'm going to come a little bit forward. Wrap once around my wrist. Then I can use this to support me while I'm stretching out the lower back, the shoulders and the arms. This invites me to move side to side. Switch it around, put the other foot on top. I'm going to try wrapping around my wrist twice just to see how that changes. It brings my arms a bit higher up. I'm still getting a good forward stretch, hip stretch, arm stretch, shoulder stretch, back. So then coming onto my knees gives me a different range of motion, being on my, sitting on my hips or sitting on my knees. So from here, I can round my back, rounding, then arching into cat-cow. But instead of having my hands resting on the floor, I'm obviously resting in the sling, which really gives a much more intense stretch on the back and on the shoulders and upper arms, strengthening my wrists. So this is a good preparation for where I have to grab and use the wrist support for later aerial yoga postures and even silk work. So silk is where you have a really long piece of silk hanging from the ceiling and you climb up 5 or 6 meters and do all sorts of tricks. So you need a lot of upper arm strength and flexibility. So this is a good way to build up strength in your upper arms and wrists and hands to build up to those later stronger postures. I'm just going to keep doing a few more cat-cows here. Wow, that's really nice. It's really quite intense and yet supported. And I can do them to the side as well, side to side. And to the other side. One more in the middle. Oh, just to let my body hang. Stretch out my upper arms and shoulders. It's a really good counterbalance to all this sitting down that we do. Just sitting down, working on computers, desk work. Oh, that just feels fantastic. And to strengthen the wrists and the arms and really open up the shoulders. That feels great. I really need a lot of that. Oh, so that's black pepper with some beautifully back and shoulder opening aerial yoga cat-cows. Okay, that's it for this one. The next one will be blue tansy, otherwise known as Smurf oil. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.